Hello everyone, it is Jenna again, back for Art for Art's Sake. Today is episode 48 and we have Destiny Thomas of Destiny Thomas Creations here, and she's going to talk about her beading practice and how she got into it and all of that really fun, cool stuff. If this is your first time joining us, Art for Art's Sake is an entirely online way to stay immersed in the arts while social distancing. Each day we try to focus on a different local artist from St. Lawrence County or surrounding areas to talk about or demonstrate their craft or their art. If you're interested in joining us and would like a spot on Art for Art's Sake, contact me at programs@slcartscouncil.org or contact our Facebook page and we would love to add you to the schedule. As we are not going live today due to technical difficulties with Zoom and Wi-Fi, we're doing this pre-recorded. However, if you do have questions or comments that you would like to make, still feel free to leave them in the comment section below, as Destiny will be reading them as she goes through her Facebook feed, and I will send them to her so she can get back to you. Also, a couple quick announcements. First off, today is the last day to register for our members show, so hurry up and get that in before the end of the day. If you're still considering it or debating it, we would love to have you, and all you have to do is be a member. So if you want to become a member, you can go to slcartcouncil.org/join, and then you can fill out the submittable application for the member show. Also, Monday is our 50th episode of Art for Art's Sake, which is super fantastic. So I am going to be hosting a karaoke session for whoever wants to join. So there is a Facebook event that we have made today, and there's a link to a Google Forms within that event, and all you have to do is fill out the information on there, and I will send you an email on Sunday further explaining what you need to do and all of the technical aspects to it. But we would love to have you, so please, if you're interested or know anyone who's interested in doing karaoke, to have a little fun time while we're still in this social distancing part of COVID, I would love to have you guys perform on Mondays live, so definitely check that out. But without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Destiny.
Hi all, I am Destiny Thomas. I am the maker and owner of Destiny Thomas Designs, which is a small business online. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or even just Google search me, Destiny Thomas Designs. It's all the same username for everything. I'm a small business that sells beaded earrings, pins, pop sockets, keychains, a few bracelets here and there. But yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm a Mohawk woman from Akwesasne, New York/Quebec/Ontario. Born and raised there. I recently moved, or not recently, I moved to Montreal, Quebec, to begin my post-secondary education journey in art education and with a minor in entrepreneurial program. We're gonna go with that, but we don't know if that's the right way to say it. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm in my 5th year in my studies, and I'm hopefully going to graduate within the coming 2 to 3 years. We're gonna pray on that one. But that's just where I am right now. That's where I'm located. Love the city. Absolutely love all the food, the culture here. And I love all the new community members that I get to meet every day. It's amazing. So how did I get started? I would say that I really began whenever I was about 16, 12 maybe, give or take. Me and my mom, we would sit on the patio and she would have all her shiny bugle beads all laid out, and she liked to make hair brooches. So whenever she saw that I kept looking and I kept playing with the beads, she showed me how to do it. And then from there, she got me a bead loom to where I started making bracelets and selling those bracelets and starting a little side hustle in high school. If anyone remembers me and has my bracelets, I love you, you're amazing. Also, if those things survive since high school, that's even more impressive, because those things, I don't know what I was doing whenever I was using this bead loom. I was winging everything. So if it's last to this point, that's absolutely wonderful. But yeah, I was doing that in high school. And then I started switching to earrings and then selling those on Facebook. But it was mostly like Facebook garage sale, you know, stuff like that's not really like a fully developed small business yet. It's still just like something that I like to dabble in. Fast forward to third year of my post-secondary education. One of my community members at school was like, hey, we noticed that you like to make beaded things of a wide variety. Would you like to come to our craft show and sell your stuff? And I'm just like, oh my, this is my first craft show. I'm a little anxious. I'm a little taken back, but let's go. And let me tell you, this was like, I had these little cardboard square things to hold my earrings, and it was the most low budget like start ever. And it was just, it's just so funny to see like the before and after of it all. So I had like all these little cardboard pieces, sorry, with all my earrings, and yeah, I just had them like all individually bagged and labeled with prices and whatnot so that people can pay for it. And I was just like, oh my god, it's cringy to see it now, like in my old Snapchat stories and my Instagram stories, to see where I started. And I'm just like, whew, sweetie, whew. Started from the bottom, now we're here. But still moving on. The website didn't really start until I was actually supposed to be writing a paper, and I procrastinated writing that paper for like 6 hours. Dead in the middle of the night, I started making my website. And that was just it. It just took off from there. I started taking more photos, tried to figure out how to edit my photos, and then trying to navigate the post office, which is like a whole other thing in and of itself. But that's where we started. We started with cardboard cutouts and individual baggies. That's where we started. And then it just blossomed into this. So this is where we're starting now. I'm currently working on a few sealskin pieces that I'm going to use to raise funds for Hannah Took Two, who's having a new baby. She's due, I believe, in a few weeks. So half of the proceeds made from these is gonna go towards her, because she had gifted me the sealskin to be able to make these little cuties. So that's what's in the works right now. So I have this pair, a blue pair. It's so cute. These really go with everything. They're super lightweight, but these ones are my favorite, which is currently in the works. And I just have to do the last row for here, but these are my favorite. Peach is quickly becoming my favorite color. So this is just what I'm doing, as well as starting this, because I want to give you a demonstration to how this gets done. So as you can see, this looks nothing like this finished product. And that's because it's obviously still in the works. It's not backed at all. It's still being sewn. It has all these lines in here. So I just want to explain this a little bit. So whenever I start a piece, it's on felt, and this is just a little piece, but this is just thick felt, not like the dollar store where it's all wavy and flimsy, but this is thick so that it actually holds your material well, and also holds the shape of your material so that it can come out like this rather than being all wavy and, you know, all the things that we don't want. So whenever I do this, this is actually all plain, and then I take this felt piece and I put it on top of my iPad, which will already have a design on it. So then I let the light shine through the bottom, and then I just take like a pen or a Sharpie and I trace the outline and then go from there. So then for these pins, this one has 4 colors and then this one has 3. I just use a ruler, or sometimes I even just eyeball it and I draw the line straight across. And then from there I pick a section either from the bottom here to start or up here. It really doesn't matter, it's just whatever your preference is. So I actually have a few of these pins. So I'll show you that. Push these aside. I have this one, this one, this one, and this one. And these are all backed with leather as well as stainless steel. It's got a little brooch here. All you have to do is flip it over, push it down, and open it. And you're good to go. And you can put this on your jacket, on your bag, whatever you want. And what is that? The visor of your window. So I started up here. No, I started here and then I worked my way up. And then I started to come back down and tack some of the beads that started to pop up, because that's not really what we want. That's not cute. And I'm just going to show you how I do it. So I use a single needle, and it's double threaded. I want to say double threaded, but I don't know if that's the proper term. It's one really long thread, and we tie a knot on both ends, and then we sew it through the back here, which has actually got caught a little bit. So the knot is actually right here. And whenever you start, what you really want to do is to light this and flatten it, because whenever you're sewing, sometimes your thread gets caught on this and it doesn't keep your stitching very strong, because you'll have that one loose section which will create beads to pop up. So we don't want that. So we're just going to take a lighter. This is just a little one. And we're going to light it. And then we're going to use the metal and we're just going to rub it on top to flatten it. So then there's nothing popping up. It won't bother anything. It's laying flat. Something I will say is there's a difference between flattening it with the bottom compared to flattening it with the top. So if you have the threads and you burn them and you flatten it with the top, it'll create like a little thick, I almost want to say plastic, but it's not plastic. It's just a little flat piece that will lift up here. It won't be flat like this. You'll see it popping up and it'll start catching on things, which is what you don't want. So I recommend using the metal piece on top. So that's just a little trick. All you gotta do is rub it on there and it's fine. Here, we're gonna come up from the bottom. I'm trying to do this so that you can see, but I also need to see, you know? And I like to just push this so it's a little scattered and it's easier to grab stuff. And I do 2 at a time. That's my interval. I do 2 at a time, push it down, hold it, push these beads back. And then on the end of the second bead, you're gonna put it through. And you're gonna try and come up in between these 2 beads. It won't always be accurate, but try to get as close as you can. And then once that's done, you're gonna go through the second bead. So you can see that here. And you're gonna pull it all the way through. And then you're gonna repeat. Pick up 2, hold it, go through, come up between the 2, go through the last one. And that's it. That's how you're gonna go through this whole thing. And you might have sections whenever you come through where you might stop here and then you need to come in up here to fill this in. You can either chop the thread and flatten it like we just did here, or you can really just go through the back and come up through here. It's no big deal. Whenever you do that though, you wanna make sure that you're not pulling on your thread too tight, otherwise your work will start to bend like this because you're pulling your thread too tight. And that's not cute. We're not trying to have that. But for little edges, or little gaps, like right here, sometimes your bead will be too big. So what you can do is you can either try to fill it in, but it might make this very crowded. So if you're worried about that, you can hold off, go down to the bottom, come back up, and just start a whole new row. And then you can do all the little fill-ins right here. And you're gonna notice it when you get down here to fill in the bottoms. Like here. I don't know if you can see this because it's black. It's a little dark. But these beads start to turn. It's not all going one direction straight across. It's turned, and sometimes there'll be a little gap. And there's a little trick to that. That's really where the coloring in of this comes in. Because whenever you have those little gaps and you don't want them to show, especially whenever you're using like a white felt with a dark color, you can color it in. You just have to pay extra attention because sometimes it's hard to see your needle. So those are just little considerations, little tricks that you can do. And now I'm gonna show you, I guess my studio. It's not really my studio, but it's my table. It's the table, the beading table. So we're gonna flip this around. So this is the beading table / wall. Let me see if I can get a better view. This is really just my station where I hang things and where I try to keep organized. This little box is just full of like thrift store finds and dollar store finds. You can find your beads there, little accents that you want for some of your jewelry that you make, so on and so forth. That is a mess. We won't even go into that. But anyway, this is just cork board nailed into the wall, and then this is just wire. So this is how I hang and organize myself. So whenever I do my item drops, which you may see online and whatnot, this is how I organize it. So these are things that may need photos, or may need names, or just need to get posted, or what's next to be posted. So here's a bracelet, and I'm hoping to make the other pair soon so that I can sell these both. Super shiny, I love this color. But this is the first drop, and then second, third. These are the little papers that I use to help make my pins sometimes. I don't really like to use the paper on top of the felt that I use because I don't know, it just feels weird when you can feel the thread coming through both of the materials, and I just don't like it. These are the pendulums that I have, little circle pearls. These are some other designs. These are the little travel holders that I have. So I use one for my headphones. The only difference is that my one for my headphones doesn't have this feature, which is unfortunate because the one I'm using right now is just the prototype, but it hasn't broken on me, so I just keep using it. It's made of leather and just beads, and it has the link that you saw earlier along with this. This thing is indestructible. It'll never break, I promise you. But yeah, that's it. It's my little holder. It comes in a few colors, which I'll show you once I hang this back up. And on this side, these are my little business cards. I get most of my business cards from Vistaprint, which can be a hit or miss depending on your experiences with Vistaprint. I've had a few misses, but this is my card. All of my links are the same. Destiny Thomas Designs, Please Clean Earrings. That's something I want to talk about. So with COVID, especially with COVID, I do clean all of my earrings. So once they're made, they get hung up here, and then they get cleaned with alcohol. Not like drinking alcohol, but cleaning alcohol, okay? I just use a cotton ball, make sure it's damp. I even do the leather as well. And then I put it on here. So this has, oh, not this one. Well, anyway, there were little holes that would be here and here to hang on there. And then it'll go in a little bag, and then it'll get mailed to you. So everything's clean, everything's sanitized. I make sure that I'm safe as well as my customers. This is another holder that doesn't have the link or the little keychain like this one. So this one's just in a blue leather with some orange bead trim once it wants to focus. Yep. And that's it. These are all my other little supplies. More supplies here, packing materials, and that's it. So thank you all for tuning into this video. I hope you had a wonderful time and me showing you how to bead, the different styles that I do, the different earrings that I use, the different materials that I use. Everything is stainless steel. It's not gonna turn your ear green. It's not gonna irritate your ears. You can like wear this if you're allergic to, you know, fake metals, or if you have like ear sensitivities where you really just can't wear like that Forever 21 quality type earring. You know what I mean? Like you can buy that, but is it worth it if it's gonna turn green? probably not right. So, all of my materials here are bought locally in Canada, a few stores as well in the States. But I try to buy locally to help support other businesses like Beaded Dreams, who's in Ottawa. There's another shop called Indigenous Supplies, but I forget where she's located. You can find her on Instagram. She has a bunch of stuff like rhinestones, banding, all the fun stuff. What else? You can find all of my merchandise at DestinyThomasDesigns.com. On Instagram, on Facebook, it's both Destiny Thomas Designs. So check me out, give me a follow. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Destiny. I know we had some trouble getting this Art for Art's Sake up, but we did it. We succeeded, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed it. It was really nice to catch up with you, Destiny, and to see your work. I'm probably definitely going to be purchasing one of those Pride pins because they're so cute and I love them. So yeah, once again, this is Art for Art's Sake. If you are interested in participating, like I said at the beginning, please give me an email at programs@slcartscouncil.org. We'll get you on the schedule, and I would love to meet you and hear about what it is that you do. So stay tuned tomorrow. We have another amazing artist coming your way, and until then, I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye, Anna.